Jinger Vuolo admits fear kept her crippled with anxiety. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Former Counting On star Jinger Vuolo has opened up and admitted that her fear kept her crippled with anxiety. The Duggar daughter bravely shared her very personal story in her new memoir, and now she has even more to say. What has she shared about fear and anxiety? Jinger Vuolo prepares to release her new memoir. In case you missed the news, the Duggar daughter is releasing a new memoir at the end of January 2023. The book details her religious deconstruction and reconstruction. It also shows where she stands today. It's titled Becoming Free Indeed. Duggar fans may know that the family is a part of the IBLP, which stands for the Institute of Basic Life Principles. The IBLP requires its members to follow very strict rules, as shown on the Duggar family's TLC shows. Though Jinger Vuolo is no longer a part of her family's religion, she is still a Christian. She's using her platform to speak out against the harmful teachings of Bill Gothard, and is now sharing about all of the fear and anxiety she felt growing up. The Duggar daughter gets honest about fear and anxiety. In an exclusive interview with People, Jinger Vuolo shared more about her religious upbringing and the harmful beliefs her family instilled in her. She admitted that these teachings worsened her anxiety. In the interview, she said, "Fear was a huge part of my childhood. Jinger was constantly fearful that she was doing the wrong thing." She continued, "I thought I had to wear only skirts and dresses to please God. Music with drums, places I went, or the wrong friendships could all bring harm." She talked about her family playing broomball together, which should have been a fun activity. Instead, Jinger Vuolo was uneasy and afraid. She said, "I thought I could be killed in a car accident on the way because I didn't know if God wanted me to stay home and read my Bible instead." The former TLC star felt that she had no way of knowing what was truly expected of her. She was often afraid of doing the wrong thing. Later, she realized that the belief system her family followed was based on fear and superstition. She explained, "The fear kept me crippled with anxiety. I was terrified of the outside world." Fortunately, today, Jinger Vuolo is feeling better than she has in years and is living her life as a Christian while staying true to herself. Jinger Vuolo admits fear kept her crippled with anxiety. Jinger Vuolo, a name that many fans recognize from her time on the Duggar family's reality TV shows 19 Kids and Counting On, has always been seen as one of the more independent and bold members of the famous family. But recently, Jinger opened up about a much more vulnerable side of herself, her struggle with anxiety and the overwhelming fear that once paralyzed her. In a deeply personal and raw admission, Jinger revealed how fear had a profound grip on her for years, limiting her actions, choices, and personal growth. Growing up in the strict and sheltered Duggar household, where the family's values and way of life were meticulously planned out, Jinger often found herself facing pressures to conform. Her life was expected to follow a very specific script: marry young, have children, and uphold the family's traditional beliefs. While Jinger's story, like many of her siblings, might have seemed simple from the outside, her internal struggles were far more complex. In her new book, Jinger goes into great detail about how fear played a role in her life, from her time growing up in the spotlight to her transition into adulthood. It wasn't just the fear of stepping away from the strict confines of her upbringing that caused anxiety, but also the fear of being judged, rejected, or misunderstood by those around her, especially her family and the conservative religious community she was raised in. Jinger admits that for much of her younger years, she struggled with the idea of living authentically. The pressure to meet everyone's expectations left her feeling trapped in her own mind, crippled by worry and second-guessing her every decision. For someone who had always been seen as a beacon of faith and strength, this revelation of inner turmoil shocked many of her followers, who had never seen beyond her calm, composed public persona. Her journey toward overcoming anxiety wasn't instantaneous, and it certainly wasn't easy. Jinger reflects on how, as she grew older and married former soccer player Jinger Vuolo, she found herself wrestling with new fears, this time about navigating life outside the protective bubble of the Duggar family. Her move to California, A stark contrast to the small, religious world she had known in Arkansas brought on a new set of anxieties. She was forced to re-examine her beliefs, her relationships, and her future. What was once paralyzing fear began to transform as Jinger started leaning into her own self-worth and her ability to make decisions for herself, away from the judgment of others. The support of her husband Jeremy played a pivotal role in this transformation. Jinger credits Jeremy for being a constant source of encouragement, allowing her to embrace new opportunities and face her fears head-on. Together, they found a new sense of freedom that she had never known before. While Jinger's story is one of progress, she is quick to acknowledge that her anxiety hasn't completely disappeared. It's an ongoing battle that she continues to face, but one that she's now armed with a new understanding of herself and her mental health. Through therapy, honest self-reflection, and a supportive partnership, Jinger has begun to take back control of her life, no longer letting fear keep her in a state of paralysis. Jinger Vuolo's admission of struggling with anxiety is a powerful reminder that even those who appear to have it all together may be fighting battles behind closed doors.